We are all very clear. He is fighting for against corruption.
I'm waiting for you to do it.
It's as simple as that.
I want to welcome Kiran Kher.
Ambedkar said on the day he introduced.
No, I am doing it, Sir Suhel. I will do it.
Ambedkar said that this should be the end of all violent revolution, all fasts, all satyagraha, because now we have a constitution, and if you have grievances, work within that. He said that on the day he introduced the constitution in Parliament.
Yes.
Mahatma Gandhi also said the same thing. He said this is getting out of hand, these fasts should have stopped, they've got a disproportionate importance now.
Now what happens is...
So where do you say, who's trivializing
Now
Gandhi?
if Mahatma Gandhi were here today, he would have sat on the fast.
What do you want?
You have
what
a deaf
does Ram
government.
expect? Does he expect the black money to come back because he fasted?
Well,
what does he want? Does he expect it really to come back?
Well, one second, please. There is a very fundamental moot point we have come to today, which is very relevant. Kiran Kher, welcome to the chat. I call it a chat today, but everyone's debating. I wanted to have a chat, everyone's debating. Here's the question. Madhu Trehan, you know more about the country's political history than I do. You know that the Doordarshi party founded by Guru Jai Gurudev in the 1980s fought the elections. You know that the Anand Margi, founded by the late Prabhat Ranjan Sarkar, formed a political party, tried to fight the elections. You know, I'm sure, that even the great transcendental yogi Maharishi Mahesh Yogi tried to enter politics through the Ajay Bharat party. I am sure you know that the Ram Rajya Parishad led by Karpatri Maharaj fought the election, got 1% of the vote.
I got the history.
So you got the history. So, you know, my point is, let me make the point after giving you the history.
Manifesto?
Point is, it's not happening for the first time, so why react like this? It's happened, it's failed.
Black money is not happening for the first time, it's happened for 50 years.
So let it carry on.
That's not the point. The point is that if he's coming as a political leader, he should announce his manifesto and ask for votes. And by fasting, does he really expect? I mean, Arnab, you ask terrorists, by bombing people, do you get what you want? I ask Ramdev, by fasting for 3 days, do you get what you want? He knows the black money won't come back after you fast for 3 days.
Madhu Trehan,
it's just publicity, and you are giving it to them.
Madhu Trehan, no, I'm not in the business of giving anyone publicity.
You are responsible for the state of affairs.
Thank you for making a very weak attempt at putting the onus back on me. It hasn't worked. Kiran Kher enters the debate. Kiran Kher, today you heard what Madhu Trehan has said today. She says, rightly so, you want to enter politics, declare it. Don't enter as someone else's force multiplier. You want to play a role in politics, first say I want to play a role. Form a political party, fight an election. Kind of same argument that they put for Anna Hazare. Kiran Kher, would you like to respond to Madhu Trehan, please?
Well, I'm very fond of Madhu Trehan, of Suhel Seth, all the people on the panel, but I would beg to differ. I think there's nothing wrong with the force multiplier when it is against corruption. And the BJP welcomes anybody who stands up against corruption and bringing black money back. To answer Madhu Trehan, when she said that will they bring the black money back? No, maybe not, because the government seems to be digging its heels in and not doing anything about so many of the scams and corruption. But the focus will remain. The focus will remain on it. It is very important that the focus remains on the kind of corruption and this black money issue throughout. We cannot let it just lie down and gather dust. Like hundreds and thousands of things have happened. You might be very well-meaning and saying, oh, what is this fast? What is this? And excuse me, I think if Mahatma Gandhi were alive today, he would be a part of these kind of fasts. He might have done them differently, but I think he would have been extremely distressed at what this government has brought to pass in this country.
No, but one problem I have with what you said, Kiran Kher, I have a problem with what you said.
Yes.
I have a problem.
Tell me.
My problem is I asked you about force multiplier. A force multiplier by definition is for something.
Yes.
A force multiplier is never against something. So if you admit it's a force multiplier,
for something.
No, so it's for,
it is for something.
Yes,
Arnab.
Force multiplier. So my question to Dr. Vaidik is, Dr. Vaidik, is Baba Ramdev a force multiplier for the BJP? Now let's get more direct. That the BJP needs to start preparing, and Baba Ramdev has a wonderful organizational machinery. 400 districts he travels, he has his yoga shivers, he has built a structure. In fact, one BJP leader told me last week that Baba Ramdev has an infrastructure which we should have built in the last 8 years. What we have not done, Baba Ramdev has done. Are you sure that Baba Ramdev is not being used by a section of the BJP to prepare a groundswell in the run-up to 2014? Dr. Vaidik.
I believe Baba Ramdev could be the best savior of this thinking ship called Congress. If Congress has any political acumen, they should make use of Ramdev ji. Ramdev ji was greeted by 4 ministers, senior ministers last year, and they were on the right track. But Pranab Mukherjee's line was abandoned, and Mr. Chidambaram prevailed over the Prime Minister. And that is how they created a mess.
No, 1 minute.
Now it is high time.
Dr. Vaidik, why should anybody who wants to change this country want to be used by the same people he is now criticizing on an open forum? I don't understand the logic. Why should he be waiting for either the Congress or the BJP to use him? Can you explain further?
Anybody is free to use anybody, you see. How can you anybody
I don't understand.
Using anybody?
No, please explain to me today.
Any political movement can be used by any political party. How do you prevent it?
No.
But Ramdev is not an agent of anybody. Ramdev is a bandwagon in himself. The way he has travelled all over the country, no Prime Minister, no opposition leader has ever travelled throughout the country.
No, you are not answering my question.
More than 12.
You are not answering my question, Dr. Vaidik. You are not answering my question, Dr. Vaidik. Now let me give you one example. Can you hear me? Because it's very noisy behind you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
I cannot hear you very clearly.
Okay, now let me try to be louder, though people say I'm anyway too loud. In 1989, Dr. Vaidik, there was a man called Guru Jai Gurudev. You know about him?
I knew all of them.
So you knew. So let me ask you.
I knew Gurudev. I knew Maharshi Mahesh Yogi.
Yes.
He tried to draft me in his party.
Yes.
And Karpatri ji also asked me when I was a young boy, a student leader, to join his political movement. But I refused to be.
So you know what I'm going to ask you. My question is this.
Surely.
My question is, when Guru Jai Gurudev put up 298 candidates in 12 states of India in 1989, he got one big zero. He could not win one seat. The moral of the story is that a spiritual guru can be effective only if he teams up with a political party, not if he tries to form a political party on his own. Therefore, I'm asking you, when will Baba Ramdev team up with the BJP? How long can he stay away from the BJP?
No, there is no question of aligning with any political party.
It seems inevitable.
Yeah.
It seems inevitable.
I beg your pardon?
It seems inevitable. It seems a matter of time before Baba Ramdev and the BJP formally come together.
Surely, I agree with you.
You agree with me?
The government doesn't... No, I agree with you up to this extent that if the government doesn't act, the benefit will accrue to all opposition parties.
Very important.
If the party wants to take advantage of Ramdev's popularity, they will be benefited. Who can stop them?
Very important observations coming in. Suhel and Madhu Trehan, you heard that. You know, the response there. An admission almost that it's inevitable. Suhel wants to come back. Yes, Suhel, please come back. You want to respond?
It's too noisy. It's too noisy. I couldn't hear anything.
You know, I began by saying...
Arnab, I ask you a question.
One second.
I ask you a question, Arnab.
Go ahead.
Do you think it is right for us as journalists to accept the fact that there is a leader who is sort of spiritual and a yoga teacher to dupe people and his followers because his techniques are successful and yoga techniques are successful, to dupe them into a political arena and say that you have to vote for me and prepare himself for a political campaign. It is duping people. Is that right? Shouldn't we be exposing that instead of saying that he's a political force because he's gathered the numbers under duplicity? It is dishonest by any means. So how as we as journalists are being responsible? Are we being responsible by accepting that because they are followers,
the answer to your question
into votes? I think we have to. I think the point is that we are in a position to educate the people and say that look, question them on their platform, on their positions, on governance.
The answer to your question is running on a strip on Newshour tonight, which says that does this prove that he's a good organizer or a political force, with a very big question mark over it. So that's the answer to your question. Suhel also wanted to come in. Yes, Suhel, please.
No, but our job is to inform people.
You know,
it's not
Madhu,
to go
can
along
I finish?
with them.
No, but we can't black out either. Yes, Suhel.
Sorry, start.
Look, let me tell you, what you do with your levels of responsibility or the lack of them is entirely the journalists and their problem. The reality is the people are not fooled and never will be, and it's by nature. Our electoral politics, electoral democracy is strong enough to realize the good from the bad or the ugly. The reality is somewhere different. We cannot allow these kind of movements to continue to spring up, not because we want to be anti-democratic, but there has to be a dismissive factor, because this is nothing but beguiling a whole set of innocent people at times.
Who is we? When you say we,
lies elsewhere.
When you say we
is we the people. When Anna Hazare decided on a team of 5 on your channel, I said, I don't mean we the people as another program, but you know what I mean. The reality, Arnab, is you cannot have every person coming up and claiming representing the entire nation. And this is what has been going on.
Who decides who has the right? It's a democracy. Anybody can. X, Y, Z. You can, Suhel. If you can bring 20,000 people, you can have a rally at Ramlila. There's nothing hard and fast about it.
I can get you an item girl from Bollywood who can bring you 30,000 people who have nothing to do. So let's not go there. I have a simple comment to make here. Take it for what it is. Don't amplify the cause. Don't give it more wings and flavor. Mr. Venkatesh is right. Everyone has the right to enter politics. Let's wait for Ramdev to enter politics. Let him win all the seats in Parliament, and then bring about all the bills.
Getting responses.
Everyone is in politics.
From Dr. Vaidik.
Venkatesh should be allowed.
Coming back to Dr. Vaidik. Dr. Vaidik wanted to rebut here. Quiet, Dr. Vaidik. R Venkatesh after that. Yes, Dr. Vaidik.
Yeah. I would submit my view in while somebody said that Ramdev should join politics, he should fight elections. I think he is doing too basic a politics to join political party or fight an election. He is trying to change the entire system. And I am sure that many more additions and alterations.
Dr. Vaidik, I have a question. Dr. Vaidik, I have a question for you, which is also come from one of our viewers.
Wait, listen to me.
I'm coming to you right after this. Dr. Vaidik, a question for you is it true that Baba Ramdev has bought several thousands of acres in some islands of the continent of Europe? One sec.
Well, I do not know the facts.
But
he has.
Supposed
to speak on a topic about
because it's a foreign transaction. My question to you is, did he pay for it in cash or in check?